Okay, guys. First, we'll start with the basic. What is Python? So, what is Python? Python is a general purpose language. So, it is a general purpose language. So, which is a dynamic, high level language. Not only dynamic, but it is also a high level language, and it is a interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language. Even it supports object oriented OOPS concepts. It supports OOPS concepts. What is OOPS? Object oriented programming language. Okay. OOPS. So why do we use Python? Python we use to develop applications and test application. It is simple and easy to learn, and even it provides lots of high level data structures. Okay, Python is easy to learn, as I told you, yet it is very powerful and versatile scripting programming language, which makes it more attractive while you are developing the applications. Why do we use why or where? So we use for application development and for application testing. Okay, either you can call this as scripting. Okay, syntax, Python syntax and dynamic typing with its interpreted nature makes it an ideal language for scripting and rapid application development. As I told you, we use Python for scripting, whether it can be a developing the application or testing the application. Python supports multiple programming patterns, which includes object-oriented and imperative and functional and procedural programming styles. These are the different styles which Python supports. Okay. Next, Python is not intended to work in a particular area such as web programming. So areas where are these Pythons are going to use? So in web programming, which means web application developments, that's not desktop applications and whatnot. We have which is used for 3D applications. If you want to AutoCAD, you know CAD, right? To develop that, we use Python. We don't need to use data types to declare variables. Here, what is the main advantage of Python in the sense we don't need uh, we don't need to use data types while declaring the variables in Python. Okay, we don't need any kind of data types to declare while you are making the declaration of the variables in Python. So, what does it makes unique from other programming languages? Python makes the development and debugging fast because there is no compilation step included in the Python development, and even edit test debug life cycle is very fast. So, which is 1 second. Okay, Naveen, you can mute because getting noises. Okay, so uh, where were you? See, these are the main, just brief intro about the Python. So before getting into actual programming, let's say there are few differences in between Python 2 to Python 3. There are two versions, Python 2 versus Python 3. So right now we are using Python 3 version. Okay. Before getting into Python 3, let's have a look on Python 2. What are the changes they made from Python 2 to Python 3? Python 2 uses print as the as a statement. Okay, in Python 2, they used in Python 2 they used print as the statement, which is used as a print something. Let's say example, uh, print double colon anything something. Let's say I want to print something. This is how we declare in Python 2. But whereas in Python 3 we use print as the function, print as a function. So here, how it differs in the sense, it looks like print open close. So a function always consists open and close parenthesis brackets. Okay, here I'm gonna take something, print something. This is the major difference. You got the difference, right? In Python 2, we were using as a statement, which means we do not have open and close braces here. We do not have, see, like this parenthesis we don't have in Python 2, but that's the reason this is considered as the statement. The whole thing is considered as the statement. But in Python 3 we use print as the function. A function in Python always consists open and close parenthesis like this. Okay, print the keyword along with following with open and close braces, and whatever you want to print on the console you can give it in between double quotes. So whatever you give in between double quotes, that will be printed. Let's say I want to print instead of something nothing, kind of. Okay, whatever you give here, that will be printed as it is. This is the first difference. Okay, second one, what is the second difference? There are five differences in between, majorly five differences between Python 2 to Python 3. We already know the first one. Second one, Python 2 uses function raw input. We have a function raw underscore input to accept. We use this function. Okay, we use this function to accept the user's input. To accept the user's input, user inputs, we use raw input in Python 2, but in Python 3 we use directly input. So before we had raw underscore input to accept the user input. It returns the string representing the value which is typed by the user. Whatever the user is going to type, that will be exactly taken back to the taken by the Python interpreter. To convert into integer, we need to use the int function in Python. So in general, Python takes whatever the input given by the user, that will be considered and taken as the string representation value. So Python by default, Python will take the input from the user in the form of string. Okay, if you want to convert that string into integer, you must use the integer method. Okay, int function. Okay, on the other hand, in Python 3, as I told you, it uses input function, which is automatically interpreted the type of the input entered by the user. Whatever the input given by the user, typed by the user, that will be taken as it is by using input function. Before in Python 2 we had raw underscore input. Okay, next one, the third difference. The third difference is in Python 2, the implicit string type is ASCII. Implicit string type is ASCII, whereas in Python 3, it's it's not ASCII, it's Unicode. So what is ASCII? American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Let's say if you are giving whatever the value, let's say here we have passed something, right? This something is not as it is taken by the uh, kernel. Kernel in the sense it's a hardware component between your Python application to the hardware of your computer, which compiles. So that kernel cannot understand this something keyword. For that, it has to convert that. So which means, let's say yes value will be like 65 or 66 something or 68. Then B's will be 66, C 67. That's how, because it knows the kernel knows only the zeros and ones format. Okay, next one. This is the third one. Fourth one, fourth difference. So this is string type, string type in Python. That's the third difference. The fourth difference is in Python 3 does not contain the X. See, in Python 2 we have the X range, but in Python 3 we have just range method. So let's say if I want to print from 100 to sorry 0 to 1, sorry 0 to 10, I'll go with X range. If I use this X range from 0 to, let's say 10 till 5, till 5 I want to print. So for this, here what it gets print 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. This is X range. Same in the range function also you'll get the same. Let's say I'm giving 5 as the range, 0 comma 5. So here it will give you same thing, 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Same thing in Python 2, we were using X range to print the values from 0 to 5. Range is nothing but to get the values from something to something, from this to that. You're gonna give pass two arguments, starting and ending. Okay, this is the thing. But in Python 3 we use just range. See, these are the outdated one, guys. Python 2, we are not using Python 2. You need to make a note of only these things. To print something, we use print open and close parenthesis along with double quotes. Whatever you give in between double quotes, that will get printed. To get the input from the user, you'll use input function, and whatever the code you're gonna give, that will be converted into Unicode format. And then if you want to print something, some range to some range from starting to end, let's say if it's that particular range, you'll use range method instead of X range. You have to use these things, not these. And the last one, there is the last difference between Python 2 to Python 3. There is a small change made in exception handling in Python 3. So it defines keyword as which is necessary to be used. We use as, but not in Python 2. We use as. Okay, it defines a keyword as which is necessary to be used. We'll discuss this in exception handling section while you are in exception handling session in further. Okay, while we are discussing about exception handling, we'll discuss about as keyword. Okay, this as keyword. Okay, these are the main differences, guys, from Python 2 to Python 3. So let's have a small look on how a simple program looks like in Python. For this, I'm gonna take one file. So how a we'll have a simple function to print something. Okay, print, open close, double quotes, or you can use a single quote also. Okay, here, welcome to the session. Sorry. Okay, this is the thing. See, let me run this. Right click, then run, or you can go with this button over here, or else you can go with shift. You can go with, see here, welcome to the session. So whatever you give here, that will be printed. See, welcome to the first. Let me modify this first session. So let me rerun this. See, welcome to the first session. Any doubts as of now, guys? Any doubts?